without a jaw jackery. Don't even be that I don't want none of it. It's bad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how the poppin' is shaking. Got is a laser, my posse deep and I raiding. We act a fool for the paper, had a dream and I made it. El Camino.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Mayfield now. On the crossing route, complete. It's Daniel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. This is Chubb. Finds a seam inside the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And they'll run it here. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Drops it off for Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, here's Luck. And he's got his man Hilton. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Luck able to find Hilton there for a Colt 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Luck escaping the pressure right. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw. Luck. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Chris Conley with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts are going to take a 1st quarter lead. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Point after, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're 1st place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Mayfield now on second down. And Callaway taking it in left side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On third down, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. This is fielded at the 7. Oh, and now he pulls him over. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And that's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll fake it. Now Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 4th down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Returnable here from the 38. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams...
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Well, that was a quick hitter drive. They had the huge play to get him down near the goal line, and then they run it in. I don't know that the defense ever had a chance to catch their breath.
A lot of the time now when we see people hit big plays, and each team defines a big play their own way, 10, 15-yard gains. In this case, it was a huge gain. They often want to hurry up and go right away. Keep the momentum going, hit them again, and I think we just saw that there. The second play resulted in pay dirt.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Luck on first down. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now they'll pitch it out. This is Gordon. It's a first down and more for Gordon. And finally wrestled down at the 11. A big play there by Gordon. 43 yards on the ground. Yardage-wise, he's in the top handful of backs in the league so far this season. A great run there.
He's going to love that standing when it comes to contract time. But even more so, his team loves it because he gives them an identity and sets a tone.
A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Now Luck. His pass caught at the 4. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
He's going to get it running right, and this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Now Luck on 3rd and goal. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down, brings up 4th.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And his kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. More from Cleveland after this. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mayfield. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Barkevious Mingo. In from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit! Leopard! Leopard!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk. Listen.
Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. And give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Detroit!
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Shreds the tackle. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. Oh, a nice spin. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Back to throw. Love. Being chased out left. Looking deep for Hilton. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Luck. Open man, it's Allen. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. On first down, Luck. This is Gordon on the dump off. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Throwing again is Locke. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And that's caught inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there, this one good for 18.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have got it back to a one-score game. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
They begin this drive with Chubb. A spin. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield who can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go through a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Leopard! Leopard! Over!
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. No. Check. Patriot.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Right back to him on first down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. To throw, Mayfield to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got his tight end, Njoku. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now they return to the ground game. Chubb, and a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield to throw it. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
No. Check. Patriot.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. They run it again with Chubb. Powers through it. And now running right through it. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
It's a quarterback sneak. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, that's tough right there. Asking your quarterback to get you 2 yards on a sneak. As it turns out, he gets them no yards instead.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
He's going to get it running right, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That'll go as a loss of 5, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
All right, now look at 56. Look it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, push their backs clearly against the wall.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range, and guess what? They've got a shot.
On 1st and 10, Locke. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the air. Locke on 2nd down. Allen has it left side. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. To the air again. Locke buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Locke showing he can be dangerous when he tucks it and runs. He's able to pick up the 1st down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Luck. Oh, no, he lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On the ground, it's Chubb. The 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Browns. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's Luck. Over the middle, complete. That's Bird. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Luck on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Luck throwing again. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him. And that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Off of play action. Luck. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Desperation time for Luck on 4th down. Ebron with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Hugh Jackson rolls the dice, but it doesn't work for him. 33 yards. Now a first down throw. Luck. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. On second down, here's Love. He's going to let it fly. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Third and long. It's Luck. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. Going for the deep ball. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here's Locke. Flush to his right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. One last throw here for Locke. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Browns, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.